You know what it is, chapter 20, Genesis chapter 28, let's go. Okay, so Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and commanded him, you shall not marry one of the women of Canaan. Go to Bethel, your mother's father, your uncle, and take from there a wife, one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. Laban. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you until you become a group of peoples. May he give the blessing he gave to Abraham to you, that you might inherit the land in which you are sojourning. Thus Isaac sent Jacob away. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him to take a wife, and that Jacob obeyed his father. Also Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan did not please Isaac his father. So Esau went to Ishmael and took to be his wife, in addition to the wives he already had. Okay, and Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he said to a certain place and stayed there overnight. He came to a certain place and stayed there overnight because the sun was set. He dreamed that there was a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to the heavens. And the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood over him and said, I am your Lord. I will give to you and your descendants the land on which you are lying. And by you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed, and bless themselves. And behold, I am with you wherever you may go, and I will bring you back to this land. And Jacob awoke from his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it. He was afraid and said, how to reverence is this place? How reverenced is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gateway to heaven. And the name of that place, Bethel, which means house of God, but the name of the city was Luz at first. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me and will go with me in this way that I go, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, so that I may come again, then this stone which I have set up as a pillar monument shall be a sacred place to me, and all of the increase of possessions that you give, I will give the 10th to you. Okay, bow. We see there again the idea of tithe and giving a 10th of the increase to God. You're sacrificing, you're giving it away in response to saying, I know God gave this to me. I had this prior to the promise. I didn't have it prior to the promise and the blessing God put inside of me, and now I do. And then what's also cool to see is that Esau, already having 2 wives, has now taken on a 3rd wife, in regards to having a wife that was more connected to the type his father was interested in. Also in this chapter, you see a reconfirmation in the next generation of Jacob that this land is a holy land. Jacob seen a vision of a ladder that was going between there and heaven, and this vision has been used to validate that this land is special. And this is what you see that's being notified here. This is what you're still arguing and fighting over, this land now. And so the person that's left on this, whoever's left on the land, is going to look like they are who God promised. And when you saw the Israelites, the Zionist ones from Europe, come back to that land, it looks just like, hey, I'll always bring you back to that land. Like that promise right there is being fulfilled. So that's where the big stand for those that believe that they are those Israelites that did come back and that's their land.